pain, anguish, regret. We all have it in our past, and we try to forget. At 15, I had a badly broken toe, but was completely oblivious to how or when it happened. The bone decided to regrow creatively, growing horizontally. It was not a pretty sight. Picture a bratwurst with a little breakfast sausage popping out of the middle of it. It soon became challenging to walk and to even put on shoes. So I had it examined by a podiatrist and was told that I would need a rare surgery to avoid losing the use of my foot. Now, the surgery included sawing into the toe, fusing it back together, and inserting a 2-inch screw to hold it all in place. Now, for as long as I can remember, my mother had told every doctor, he's sensitive to pain. So as you can imagine, I did not enjoy the next 6 months. It was a very painful experience, and it was something that I just wanted to put in my past and put my best foot forward. A year and a half later, I came home from school to a message on the answering machine. It was from my podiatrist's office, which was very odd because it had been over a year since I had spoken with them. I played the message. Hello, Michael. This is Dr. Redmond's office. We're wondering if you might be able to help us out. We have an 8-year-old who was scheduled for the same procedure you had on your toe in 2 weeks. She's very scared and nervous about the procedure. And if you're able to come in and talk to her, we think it would help calm her nerves and give her someone to talk to. So there I was. I was in the perfect position to help someone with an experience that I had. Now, this was a rare surgery. I may have been the only person in the area or even the state that had any knowledge of what it was like to go through this. I never returned that call. I failed that 8-year-old girl. She had to go through the procedure scared and alone. And all I had to do was give 30 minutes of my time. Now, failing her has stuck with me, along with wondering how many other opportunities I've missed to help someone else by selflessly sharing a story I have. Now, moving from one painful experience to another, I want you all to imagine that you go on YouTube. You see a video of yourself that you didn't even know existed. The video has 4 million views and dozens of pages of comments. Most of us would do nearly anything to get a video to go that viral. This was not a good type of viral. The title was World's Ugliest. And this was a reality for Lizzie Velasquez. Lizzie read through page after page of the comments, looking for one person, looking for one positive comment, one person who would stand up for her while she was being bullied. She would never find that one comment. Now, her story could have stopped right there. She could have tried to put this pain behind her and move on, but that's not what she did. Lizzie used her story to help others. She now has well over 8 million views on her videos of her inspirational speeches, just on YouTube. And in one of those talks, a TEDx speech, Lizzie said, "I don't think people realize the power one person can have to change a situation or impact someone's life." Let me say that again. I don't think people realize the power one person can have to change a situation or impact someone's life. I believe we all have that power and ability, and I think it comes from our stories. At Stanford, Chip Heath had his whole class give 1-minute speeches. Then unexpectedly, 10 minutes after the last speech was over, he had each student recall as much as possible from the speech. Now, each talk had an average of 2.5 statistics, but only 5% of the students could even remember one of the statistics given. 63% of the students remembered one of the stories that was given in one of the talks. Our stories are memorable. which is a large part of the reason that they're so impactful, but we withhold the most important, the most impactful stories that we have. We're selfish storytellers. Look at our Facebook pages, our LinkedIn profiles, our Twitter feeds. They're full of the things we want people to see and think about us. But what about the stories we have that will help others? Now, to be honest, this isn't even what I was going to speak about today. Until 2.5 weeks ago, my talk was about creating stories that stick. It was going to discuss how you could use your personal stories to get ahead in business, to promote your personal brand. I was going to casually mention that there's a side benefit that it might help somebody. This side benefit is the only thing that matters, because if we're not doing everything we can to help others, we're not creating any real difference. It's our stories that people connect with. But when we think of helping others, when we think of doing change, what do we think of? We think of the physical. We think of giving away money or doing some kind of physical good deed. But a lot of the help we all need can't come from the physical. It comes from something much more deep and memorable. Like Lizzie, who just needed someone to stick up for her when being bullied. Or the girl who just wanted someone to talk to for an upcoming procedure. Now, ever since I failed that girl and didn't share my story, I've been trying my hardest to make sure I never make that foolish mistake again. Now, this has required me to get past that pain in my past, to get over being vulnerable, to be comfortable with sharing these painful experiences. For years, I've hid from my daily battle with obsessive-compulsive disorder. It's not something that's easy to talk about. But I'm sharing it with you, and I'll share it with anyone if I think it has even the slightest chance to help someone. It's really that simple. If it has a chance to help someone, you need to share it. In 2008, I was robbed at gunpoint while working at a bank. I struggled with nightmares, depression, and fear, and it's still not easy to talk about. But at the prospect of helping one person through a similar tough situation, it's more than worth it to rise above and to open up. We all have this power and ability to change someone's life. You all have a story that someone needs to hear that can help somebody else. In 1999, in his Television Hall of Fame speech, Fred Rogers said, "But how do we make goodness attractive? By doing whatever we can to bring courage to those whose lives move near our own." So when presented with this opportunity, will you rise to the challenge and help someone else? Or will you fail to answer the call? Have enough courage to be an unselfish storyteller. Thank you.